All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. If you watched the previous episode, you probably know what this episode is going to be, but we got another fun tier list ranking for you guys. We're going to do just our opinions on our the best teams that never won a championship. And what did we do from 2010?
Yeah, like I
Really
think
like 2012. It was like,
our most recent team is 20 like 12, 2013.
yeah.
So like basically the next past like 15 years, a
Yeah.
little less.
It's really half past decade heavy though, but
That past decade heavy.
past decade heavy. But so we're gonna do the same thing. The difference today is we're just gonna do straight rankings.
And
And
we'll talk about it
we'll
too.
in each. And I have the pictures twice so we could create our own. Like we each have a rankings just because we're gonna disagree on some stuff, you know? So they'll see.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, bet.
Let me just
But yeah.
I'm gonna share my screen right now.
Yeah,
See, so I had to put the picture, some of them in here though, because it wouldn't let me put them twice.
all right, bet.
You can see my screen though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We're good. All right, I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't need that. Okay, I have some stuff pulled up though, because we're gonna look at that. But you want to just get right into it, or do you want to talk about any just things?
I
Talk
think
about what you're gonna take into consideration when doing all this.
yeah. I think we can get right into it and then like we have a lot of teams. This might be kind of a longer segment.
Hmm.
We can explain our reasoning, whatever. Maybe we switch our reasoning, but
Yep.
I
Yep.
say you want to start it off?
Uh, yeah, let's go. Let's do kind of like draft style in terms of you give your number one pick,
And
I
then you
give
give
my
your
number
number.
one pick, and then we can talk about it. Yeah, and we'll keep
All right,
doing that. Yeah.
all
So you
right, and
go
then we'll
first.
switch off. Then you give your number two pick.
Yep. Yep.
All right. If I'm being, I think the best team that never won a championship on this list. Um, I know I know maybe it's biased, but I would say the 2015, 2016 Warriors because they won 73 games. Um, just how they played, and they lost to a team that I think is one of the best teams of all time. Or I mean, we talked about in this last episode. Maybe the Lakers are better, but LeBron James was like, this might be the best player ever,
Mm.
especially the games 5 through 7. Him and Kyrie. I feel like there's no team like in any time that's ever, beating those performances. And then, the Draymond kick in the nuts, and then
The suspension. Yeah.
bench. Or I guess it wasn't the kick in the nuts. I'm tripping, but the suspension. Uh,
The LeBron kind of walked
yeah,
went
walked
over.
over.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also you can like I mean you can blame a lot of things like they played through injury throughout the regular season and Curry was beat up, blah blah blah. But they won 73 games. Um, I'm taking this team. I don't know who you have, but please
Yeah,
go.
it's pretty hard to argue. I'm going with the different team though, but you know, I'm going with the 2018, 2019 Warriors. So similar core. Obviously, this is when they had KD. This is a year they lost the chip to the Raptors because of injuries.
Mhm.
This is the year they had DeMarcus. And, you know, a lot of people call that 2016, 2017, the first year that Katie joined, or they just call the whole iteration the greatest team ever. You know, that's what people say.
Mhm.
Or most people would agree on just because of how talented that team was. I just think specifically this year was the best that they ever been. They didn't win the chip because of injuries, but I thought, you know, big three, prime three, Steph, KD, and Clay were just at their. Obviously, they've gotten better now, but at this time, I thought this was the best that they had ever been individually.
Mhm.
Um, you know, especially Clay. Clay was on another level too before he got hurt, which was unfortunate. He was having a great finals, and I thought he was just having a great playoffs too. But I just think, you know, the one thing that I think a lot of people always talk about the depth when they talk about these championship teams, you know, that it wasn't only that they had Katie, but they had amazing depth. And I still thought they had amazing depth this year, even though they had lost some pieces. Um, Obviously DeMarcus was in and out with injuries. They got Bogut for the playoffs though, and he was a pivotal piece. And I just thought they still had great depth with like Jerebko. I thought Quinn Cook gave them some really great backup point guard minutes. And you know, they still had Livingston. I just thought their depth was really great here. And I thought their top heavy, their stars were just the best that they were at this time too. So this is why I have this. I thought this team was the best team I'd ever seen.
Uh, I can't disagree with you. I mean, of course they didn't have the 73-9 record, but like you
Yeah.
said, I think I agree with you. Like Clay looked really good this year.
Yeah.
Even like, I mean, I think we talked about last pod, like even if KD went down, but Clay didn't tear his ACL, they might win this championship versus
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Raptors are really good too. So it's
Yeah.
like they almost beat a Raptors team extremely depleted. Curry was had one of his best finals runs. Um,
Just think about this too. In terms of odds, you know how they always give pre-championship odds
mhm.
in the offseason. Normally teams are plus 100. All these teams were minus, like the Warriors when they added KD after that 73-9, they were I mean they had basically the same odds. So they were both like minus 170 to win the chip. So I just because I think people they always talk about that 2016 17 team and they never really talk about this team, obviously because they didn't win. But I thought they were still on that same level and better.
Yeah,
It's hard
they
to
did.
argue. It's hard to argue with a 73 win team though, you know, because that's just historic.
I think I just chose that one is because even though the 18-19 depth was good, I think their depth and like just like even I know the chemistry was still good in 2018-19, but just how they played through each other, it was just like a super well-oiled machine,
Yeah,
especially in the regular season. And yeah, and 73-9 wins. But I would have to I was literally gonna put them at two, the
yeah. I,
2018-19
I
Warriors.
we agree with that. Like entirely, that's where I was gonna do too. Yeah,
So
those
we
are
have the same thing, but
yeah,
just
yeah,
different order.
yeah,
Um, I don't have anything else to say about it. It's, you know, you hit it right on the head.
yeah.
Now, this third spot, I'm really debating between two teams. So if
Okay.
you have yours, you can go first because I'm really debating between two teams. Um, do you have your third spot already?
I'm honestly I'm debating between two teams too. I'm
Um,
gonna give you my two teams and then you give me your two teams right after and we'll just
and
go.
then we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Got you. I'm still trying to think who I want to put first.
My two teams
Um, if I'm
are
saying that's gonna be funny. Yeah.
mine are the 2021 Nets and
Okay,
the
I have that team
2016
and in the
the
Cavs.
16.
Cavs.
Oh, is that yours too?
Yeah, those are my two teams too. I just didn't. I was gonna put the Cavs ahead just because LeBron. You know, like even though this
Yeah.
was the year after they won the chip, LeBron was still. I mean, he was still on that
Started.
level. You know what I mean? It's just they went. We know who they went up against. Yeah,
That's
those are
funny.
my.
We have the same
Those were
too.
same my two teams too. Yep.
I'll put the Cavs first. I'll put the Cavs first, to be
Put the
honest,
Cavs first. Okay.
and
The,
then the Nets.
the only reason why I would put the Cavs first is just the LeBron respect, you know. But my only pushback on that was I thought this season was the best, potentially the best season we've ever seen KD have.
Yeah, yeah, that's
The
what I was saying.
performances too. I mean, everyone just will remember that game seven against the Bucks. Really, that
Mhm.
whole series, and really the whole season. He was great in that whole season.
Yeah, and that's without, you know, say they had a healthy Harden,
Yeah.
like I remember they played. It wasn't too many games, but they had like their offensive rating. I don't,
Their offensive rate, they ended the season number one in offensive rating still.
but it was like still one of like the best ever, or it might have
Oh,
been the
when
best.
all three played, yeah.
Yeah, when all,
They barely lost when all three played. I forgot what their record
yeah.
was, but
And like,
unfortunate, yeah.
and even though they're like three pretty somewhat ball dominant, they actually played really well off of each other. So it's like.
Yeah.
James Harden took the kind of the playmaking duty as like the point guard, and then Kyrie's a super good off the ball player, and then KD, this was his best season. So it's you know all these teams, it's close between, but yeah, I put the Cavs above because of the respect for LeBron,
Yeah.
and I think they had a little bit better role players like outside of I like the Nets. I think had a better big three, but I like the Cavs role, even though I know like J.R. Smith gets hate.
I thought the Nets had pretty good role players too. I mean, they had LaMarcus, they had Blake.
I
I
think
get
they're
like
all right.
yeah, that
Brown. Bruce Brown was solid. That's but I don't know. I just they weren't bad. It's just LaMarcus wasn't, you know, he was
yeah.
past Brian Blake, but they had solid. It's really close these two things.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna keep the Nets slightly above, but
Okay.
yeah, man, okay. We're gonna start disagreeing soon though, I
Yeah.
think. Because
Hopefully, hopefully. Um,
it's you, right? You're going first
yeah,
now?
it's my team. I'm deciding between the same thing.
Wait,
It's
wait,
like
don't let's just pick one team from now on.
I one team.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
have the 18-19 Sixers.
The 18-19 Sixers? Okay.
And I know we talked about this is kind of how we started
Why can't I
this
find
this
them?
segment right here. It's like right next to yeah.
Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah.
Um, it just they were literally one shot away from beating the eventual champions, the Raptors, who were a really good team. And just on paper, they basically had like five. They had like one of the best starting lineups I've ever seen, and I think it fit pretty well. Jimmy, when it came down to playoffs, he was kind of a primary ball handler, so Ben Simmons wasn't. I wouldn't say he had the same effect, but this was JJ Redick's one of his best years, and then it was also Embiid. I wouldn't say Embiid was the player he is now today. He was still really good, but he wasn't MVP level. But they were just so good.
Yeah, we talked about this last pod. I'm gonna have them coming up pretty soon. I do have one team above them though, that
Hmm.
I think, and let me find them right here. I have the 2020-21 Clippers. The
Paul
this
George and Kawhi.
Yeah, and this is the one with Ty Lue was the first. This was when they got Ty Lue as their coach. They had Serge Ibaka. This was I mean, I call it the COVID season. This is the one where they started in December and there was no fans. This was
Mhm.
after the bubble season. I
Yeah,
really like this team. I don't obviously if you're gonna look at, what all these other teams have for the most part, they have a lot of regular season success. Or
yeah.
mainly it's the Warrior teams, but for this, I mean, they didn't have crazy regular season success. Partly due to just, I mean, you could talk about this is where the whole load management really started and stuff with Kawhi and Paul George. And, they just dealt with some injuries with other players throughout the season too. But I just thought they had a really just, I
They were
mean,
deep too.
vibe. They had Batum. Batum was playing really well this season. I thought, I mean, this is when they got Serge Ibaka. If I remember correctly, he dealt with some injuries though too. But they had Pat Bev. I just thought they had a great team. It's just unfortunate what just continued to happen to them in the playoffs. But I thought they had just one of the best head coaches in the league, and one of the best head coaches of all time, and just a dominant team that could play both ends of the ball. And they're star heavy too. They had the stars.
Yeah. I don't hate it. But like you said, regular season sex wasn't crazy, but from top to bottom, I would say they're ahead of like the Sixers. It's just the health, which is too bad. That's like basically every year since the Clippers.
Yeah,
Because the 1920 Clippers on here too?
that's the you put them on there. That's what it was gonna get interesting.
Oh,
Um,
I honestly thought the 1920 Clippers were a little. That was the first year that Kawhi and
yeah.
Paul George
The
came, right?
The only reason, to be honest, the only reason why I had them, or there were two reasons why I didn't like them as much was first, Doc Rivers was their coach. I thought Ty Lue was a big upgrade over Doc.
Hmm.
And then also Montrezl Harrell was bought. That was, he got the big contract with the Lakers after that because of the season he had with the Clippers. So
Yeah.
he was great for them that season. But I don't know. I really just like that Surge edition and stuff. And I thought Batum just had a great year that year too. I mean, played his role great. But
Yeah, I guess I would just have that because of the Lou Will and Montrez. I know
yeah,
Lou Will's still on
they
the
were, yeah,
1920,
yeah.
but or I mean 2021, but I just felt like had a Lou Will had a bigger impact and then Montrez, but it's pretty close.
Okay. So for my pick, I mean, you just t touched about this whole team, so I'm not going to say too much. I have the Sixers. We talked
Yeah,
about
what
it
about
last pod too. I mean, this is just one of the great teams of all time. I really like them too. Agree with everything you said.
um I have the 17-18 Rockets right after.
Okay.
Um there was I mean, I don't know. Each year for the Rockets with this Harden era, I
Mhm.
like the 17-18 Rockets the most. I thought it's I thought Chris Paul had a really good year. Um, Harden, of course, was which I'm trying to remember. Was this the year Harden?
Isn't he won MVP this year?
That's what this is his MVP year.
Yeah, because this was also yeah, because this was 20. This is the year everyone says is the greatest LeBron. It's when he went to Game 7 with Boston, and then the 50-point triple doubles in the finals against the Warriors.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
Yeah.
harder
No.
than MVP though. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I might have this team even higher, to be honest, looking back, but just because they won 65 regular season games, they took the Warriors to seven. And this was the year that I'm pretty sure the 27 missed threes. Um, is this the year? Yeah, this is the year.
Yeah,
They,
Chris Paul got hurt, and then
yeah,
yeah,
I think I mean, if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, like they can easily win that. And this is one of the best, this is a KD Warriors team, and they took them to seven without Chris Paul in that game seven. You never know, they could beat them.
Hmm.
Oh, I know Harden had a year he averaged 36, but I know this year he won. I think this is probably his best year, just as just as like a dominant player. Playoffs, it's like always kind of a thing with Harden, but and I love their role players too. I think PJ Tucker had a good year. They also had who else did they have? Capella played great, or did they not have? Yeah, they had PJ this year.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yep, Eric Gordon, Ariza. It's just they had a bunch of shooters around Chris Paul and Harden, and that's why I kind of love this team.
Yeah, man, you're making. Yeah, I forgot. I was about to put a different team, but now you're making me rethink. But yeah. Uh, I'm gonna put. I have to put. Especially, I agree with everything you said. Especially just considering what they did in that Warrior series too. I mean, a lot of people are gonna argue they would have won if Chris Paul didn't get hurt. I mean,
Hmm.
and they just had. I know people are gonna always talk about Harden and just the style of play, but they had a great system around him or built with him.
Yeah,
And they surrounded him with the. I mean, they surrounded him with just everything that he needed. The 3-and-D wing players, just like you said, PJ Tucker. Eric Gordon doesn't get the respect that he gets. He was more than just a catch and shoot. I mean, he could take anyone off the dribble
yeah, yeah. He
and
had a little
score.
bag to him
So,
too.
yeah, yeah, so yeah, I agree with that. I'm putting that as my next team. I agree with everything you said about that.
Um, I mean, I think they're similar teams, so I would just put them back to back. It's basically the 15-16 Spurs and the 16-17 Spurs. Um, I mean, I know they're not the exact same team, but they're
No,
like really similar. And so I would just group them together
okay.
uh for this next, the next two
Oh,
picks.
wait.
Um, especially the 15-16 Spurs, this team was real good. They
Yeah,
lost in the semis, which was bad, but in the regular season they won 67 games. Um, just this is when they had LaMarcus. I thought he was
yeah,
super underrated at the time. Great pickup. And just this was a year with Kawhi, LaMarcus, old Tim Duncan, and they
yeah,
had those pieces off the bench like Kyle Anderson. They still had Danny Green. Um, these Spurs teams were just,
yeah.
they're not the funnest to talk about, or like they're not the craziest teams, but they're just super solid. They played the right way.
Yep.
And in the
I
16-17, I think they could have that was the year that
Kawhi got hurt.
Kawhi got hurt, and you saw they almost beat the Warriors in that game one.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna put two now. I think the 2015-16 Spurs. And then I'm gonna put the 15-16 Thunder right there. I
Hmm.
actually think, the 2015-16 Spurs, they had this is Tim Duncan's last season. So he's
Hmm.
old, but he still made a great impact. And just like you said, part of it is just, I mean, they were on pace with the Warriors
Yeah.
at one point. I think at like when the Warriors were like 40-4, they were like 38-6, something like that. Like they were
Mhm.
really on pace with them. And like you said, they finished with 67 wins. They lost in the semis, but it's because they lost to this team.
Yeah. So
Lost
I
to the
mean,
Thunder, which I don't think they get the respect that they deserve, because they're always going to be remembered as a team that blew the 3-1 lead, because they blew the
yeah,
3-1 lead, but it was to the Warriors. But
yeah,
that team was great. I mean, they were battling the Warriors all regular season. I can't remember off the top of my. I don't think they took a game from us. Like obviously the main one is the one where Curry hit oh, it's the double
uh,
bank. You
the
know
Warriors swept. Oh, you're talking about
in the regular season. Like
oh, in the
obviously that
regular
doesn't matter
season.
too much. Like
Oh,
yeah. Because I'm just
I
saying
thought
they played the Warriors really good every single time, I think, if I remember.
yeah, no, this
Yeah.
team I would probably have them right after, but
Yeah.
uh do you think they're better than the Thunder with Harden?
Yeah, I think they are.
Just because Harden wasn't as developed
And
and
just because I thought Katie and Russ were better both individually at this point.
yeah, yeah. I honestly I would take uh the 13-14 Thunder because that
Who
team
do you want me to put that next for you? Or you just
mm, wait, are the 13-14? I'm trying to think. Oh, you have oh, I guess this team's not on. I would have the year they made it to the finals, which was
Oh yeah, you put 13-4. Did you mean 12-13? Because this is the one
yeah, I
that you
meant 12. Oh,
okay.
did I put 13?
Yeah,
Okay, I meant
it's fine. Okay, you meant 12, 13. Do you want me to put them on the list for you or
yeah,
no?
yeah. I'll put
Okay.
them right there.
Okay.
So
Okay.
for the viewers, that's just this is the year they made the finals,
Okay.
and I think they just this was kind of like KD wasn't he was like this was like his basically his breakout year.
Hmm.
Um, Westbrook definitely was not the player he was today, but they also had, a younger Serge Ibaka, Harden,
Hmm.
Taba, and even though he won pretty convincingly, I think the Thunder gave him a little bit of a shot, and for a young team, I was impressed.
Okay. Okay. All right. Four. And I when you put that, I thought you meant the finals one too. I just didn't want to change the date, so it doesn't affect where I'm gonna put them. Like I would put them
Okay.
regardless. But for my next team, I'm gonna put the uh the Celtics from this past season, 2024-2025 Celtics. Uh,
Okay.
this is another team. I mean, we were talking about it throughout the pod all season. We thought they were gonna run away with or I don't want to speak. I thought they were gonna run away with the championship before the
Mhm.
playoffs started. Just we were always talking about just I mean their 8-man rotation could literally do everything. Uh, defend, shoot. I mean, I thought they had a great system. They have who I consider one of the best coaches in the NBA. And the one thing you could argue is the star power, maybe, like in terms of just that guy, when you need it in the biggest moments. Like who's gonna rise to that? Because they were just so good in the year that they won the chip. We didn't really see that consistently from someone.
Mhm.
Tatum had always been that in the regular season. He averaged 27 this year, and I thought he was actually like taking a leap, which is unfortunate. This is why it's just so unfortunate he got hurt. I thought he was just taking another leap just as a player, just as a connective piece. Just his playmaking got a lot better. Obviously he shot horribly in the Olympics. I thought he was doing much better this season, getting to his shot and creating. So I thought he was just having like his best season before he got hurt, which is unfortunate. So I think this team just has one of the best rosters of all time. And what kind of brings him down is just that in those moments we didn't really, in the biggest moments, we didn't really see, that person just uh take initiative like all these other teams. Uh but I still think this is just a great team. This is why I have him right here.
My pushback on this year's Celtics team is I think Drew took like a big step back.
You think so?
I think he took a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
and Porzingis, I know he had all that sicknesses, but I think even when we talked about it during the regular season, I guess they did this last year too, and they won the chip. It's just we talked like the Joe Mazzulla coaching where they were just like shooting threes and
Yeah.
all that. So like on paper, I like you're right. I think I would have them probably top five, but just when you watch them play, they didn't seem crazy dominant because like of their basically style of play where they would be dominating some games, but
Hmm.
it's just I just it wasn't very consistent. So that's why I have them a little bit lower, but on paper they are, I see why you have them here just because on paper they're,
I
you
do
know.
agree with you, and especially where it's real in terms of the late game situations.
Uh,
Just I mean, we saw it in a bunch of the Knicks series. Like they were struggling, where the Knicks they had their go-to guy, Brunson, getting it done. Like that one game ended off a Tatum turnover where he tried to triple pass like 3 guys and shoot it over two. It was just
mhm,
a lot of that. The threes, I mean, I thought it ultimately bit them. I don't mind it in terms of, because I mean, if you watch a lot of their games, just Tatum and Brown just attacking the hoop, they would generate so many just catch and shoot looks, like
mhm,
really high percentage catch and shoot looks for their shooters. And when you have Derek White and company shooting those are great looks. So I didn't mind their high volume threes too much. It was just when they were shooting these like we were watching some of the film together. It's like some of these threes that they were taking in the playoffs were just crazy. That's
yeah.
that's where it really does get into a problem, and that you could talk about the coaching aspect of it, where maybe they made a mistake. Joe Mazzulla, who knows what they were talking about, but I don't mind them taking a high amount of volume of threes. It's just what types of threes they're taking. And it's a
Mhm.
lot of times they weren't taking good threes, to your point. So I understand it.
My next team, you talked about them and I agree with everything they said, would be the 15-16 Thunder. Um, I think yeah, I mean you damn near argued me that they're probably better than the 13-14 uh Thunder, but 13 14 Thunder made that finals run.
Mm-hmm.
They took 73-9 Warriors to 7. I know they blew it, but I mean, just Durant and Westbrook this year were just so good. I think they
Mm-hmm.
played so well off of each other. Um, I think the surrounding pieces is the only thing that keeps them a little lower. Because, at the end of the year, you saw Katie complaining that, like, whatever, they just had athletes. They didn't
Yeah.
have enough shooting. So, um, they had some solid defenders around, Katie and Westbrook, but I think Katie's kind of somewhere right in a way where they just didn't have, the most shooting slash, kind of they didn't have anyone that can really get their own bucket outside of Katie and Westbrook.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, I agree with that. Yeah.
That's my only
Do,
pushback.
do,
A great team.
do you want to go next? Because I think I went first a couple times.
Yeah, I can go next.
This is,
I,
by the way, this is the teams that you have left on the
yeah,
top.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I have the 1920 Clippers.
yeah. Okay.
This was, and then I'll probably, all right, it's gonna be your turn, but I'll probably have the next Clippers like right after them, just to kind of to group them together.
Okay, that's
But
fine. Yeah.
I think the 1920 Clippers is a little bit better, just because I don't want to talk about it for too long, but just the Montrezl Harrell was great this year. This was the first year they came. I remember everyone was talking about it like, oh my God, this team's gonna be like, there's no way they don't win multiple championships. I know it's probably just, overreactions, but
Yeah.
with all their depth, basically, with like the year before they had like, it was that year with like they had like Shea, Shamit, Lou Will, Gallinari. They had like that kind of role playerish team, and then they traded Shea and Gallinari and those picks for Paul George. They got Kawhi, but they still had, Pat Beverly. They still had, Lou Will, Montrez. And I think they played pretty well. It's just, I think the one thing that's, their biggest issue was actually Doc Rivers, like you said,
Mm.
just, not one of the best coaches. And in the playoffs, they blew a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
So,
they did. Yep.
that's,
And I think because I already gave, I thought Ty Lue was a big factor in why I
yeah,
put the other
definitely.
team, why I put the 2021 one so much higher. But part of it also might just be from the last thing that we saw from that season, just like
Yeah,
you said, blowing a 3-1 lead, Paul George hitting the side of the backboard, just shooting poorly.
yeah,
Like, yeah, just I didn't end great. But
not at all.
for my next pick, I'm going to put the 2020 the 2021 2022 Suns. So this isn't the team that made the finals. This is the year after. Yeah, this is the year right after. Uh they lost. It's funny. They lost to the Mavericks in 7. Luca had that crazy 50-point game where he had like 30 in the first. I
Hmm.
remember watching that live. It was crazy. But I just thought this was just, and a lot of this is from the regular season because they got bounced out in the second round, but they were one of the best teams I've seen.
Hmm.
I mean, just looking at the stats, they were fourth in offensive rating, third in defensive rating. They were 64 and 18. They started off great too. I think they lost like their first 2 games of the season and then won the next like 18, something like that, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
I remember seeing that was crazy. I might be wrong. No, I thought I remember that because I remember we started 18 and 2, but the Suns were like still above us or the same or right below us. So they started crazy too, but I remember they lost like the first game or two. But so they did something crazy. They started off great, but I
They're a
just
good. Yeah.
I mean, they were just so balanced too. Just watching them, like we struggled against them all season. I think I remember because if you remember Steph, there was times where Steph really struggled this season, like shooting like 4 for 24, like 5 for
Mhm.
20. Um, I remember it was crazy seeing videos at the time, people saying Steph was falling off. And this was actually like his worst statistics shooting season. Like I think this was the first season he didn't shoot 40% from three.
Was
He
this year the Warriors won the chip, right?
Yeah, yeah. But
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
but in the regular season, I mean, they were giving us fits like crazy. Like Steph, I remember Mikal Bridges was guarding Steph just great. And he was doing that to everyone. But so I was honestly I don't want to say scared. I just thought it was a horrible matchup for us. Like I was happy when the Mavs beat them because I
Hmm.
thought the Mavs were just a great matchup for us. But and we ended up beating them in 5. But I thought the Suns were going to be an extremely tough matchup. I thought this was just a great team, extremely balanced, and they had the stars too. Booker was playing extremely well this season.
Yeah. This was a good DeAndre Ayton year too.
Yeah.
Um, Mikhail was this was when he was prime, like 3 and D.
Yeah.
They had like three. They had Cam
Just
Johnson,
because
MJ Carter. They had like
Aiden thrives in that big man pick and roll, and you had Chris
oh,
Paul,
yeah.
and then you had what's it called, Cam Johnson too. Like
Yeah.
they were
It,
nasty.
it was like really like good put together,
Yeah.
like on like I won't say the most talented, but it was just put together so well, like fit wise. And Monty Williams was a pretty good coach this year too.
Yeah.
They had the star power. Um, I have them a little lower, but I don't hate it at all. I think I'm a pick ahead of you, so you have one more pick.
Oh, yeah, you want me to go? So this is mine. I'm trying to see. I feel like
Because I chose like the two
it's
Clippers.
just tough because we do have some like kind of repeating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I try to group them together, kind
Yeah,
of.
it's just for me because Tim Duncan retired. They still had a great team though.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm gonna put, and this might be controversial. I really love this team, and I think them losing the way that they did kind of knocked like people kind of forget about them. The
Mhm.
2021, 2022 Celtics. This is the year. I mean, same year that we just talked about. This is when we beat them. The Warriors beat them in the chip. Um, I mean, they were dominant. Like if you they beat, it wasn't the same iteration of this team. Uh, it was the Nets. It was just Katie and Kyrie, but they still had a great team that year, and they beat them in four. In the
Yeah, this was
first
a good
round,
team,
they
man.
swept them. If you just taking out, just forgetting that the finals performance for a second, I mean, people going into that series were heavy on the Celtics, talking about this is one of the best defenses they've ever seen. When Rob Williams was healthy, I mean, that was one of the reasons why. I mean, when Rob Williams was healthy, he was great for them, just cleaning up everything on the back end. Obviously, Tatum and Brown can defend at an extremely high level. So
Yeah.
they had just like extremely balanced roster too. Obviously, Derek White hadn't ascended as much as he was. He was coming off the bench and stuff. But they had Marcus Smart. He won Depoy this year, I'm pretty sure. Um,
I know Malcolm Brogdon won Sixth Man of the Year this year.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure Marcus Smart won Depoy, if I'm
I
not
think,
mistaken.
yeah, they had a great role
Yeah,
players.
and then they had Ime Udoka, who so I mean he's a great coach. I mean that's why their defense was just so great that year too. Um,
Grant Williams was real good too this
Al
year.
Horford, Grant Williams, like you said, they just had a tremendous team, and I just think just no way.
Oh,
Here I can just add them back. It's gonna take a while. Let's just hold up. I'm gonna fix it.
want to take a minute?
Hold up. I'm gonna just fix it. It's gonna take a minute because I have to add like the pictures twice. But I'm gonna just keep talking. I just think that just the I just thought that finals performance really kind of affected how people viewed that team because they were talking about them as one of the best teams uh of the generation at that time before the finals.
Yeah, they're projected to win that too, like 90% over the Warriors.
Yeah.
Um, it's the same thing we kind of talked about. It's just, do you trust Tatum or Brown to be, that best player on the championship team? But eventually they did, win in you know, they won in 20, they won the next year, right? Or
Uh,
21.
they won 2 years later. They
Oh
remember
wait.
they lost to the Heat in seven. Tatum got hurt in that game.
Oh yeah, Nuggets won after, then Celtics
Yeah.
won. Okay.
They lost in the conference finals though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek White. I don't think Derek White was he got a lot better now. So that's
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
all these role players. I already know my next pick. If I can talk about them, I guess before you get them up.
Yeah, just start talking about it. I'm trying to
I
pull.
have the 13-14 Clippers,
Okay.
the Lob City Clippers. Just I think this was I maybe it's a little biased just because they're so fun to watch. But I remember I was actually like I think I had a Chris Paul jersey. I like Chris Paul. Now I don't really like him, but Chris Paul was like people don't know like just a passer, but he was, one of the best players in the league on the Hornets and even on this Clippers team, he was for surely a top 10 player. Um JJ Redick was, you know, one of the best shooters in the league. And they had a bunch of like depth off the bench. They had Jamal Crawford, one of the best six mans ever. They had Matt Barnes, he was kind of like a 3 and D kind of
No, Bam
glue guy.
Margera that year. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of tough. And then they had, the Lob City Blake Griffin in. uh, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin. This was, I think, I want to say this was when he was young, so he's just super athletic, and it wasn't. I think he got a lot more skilled as he got older. But this was probably 13, 14 might have been his best year, other than other than if you count, that Pistons year, because in that Pistons year he was a lot more skilled, but just athletically and like gifted wise, he averaged, 24 and 10 basically. That pick and roll was just nasty. And off the bench, like I said, they had Jamal Crawford. And then they had these, other role players that, were solid. Uh, Willie Green, he was, a rotational player. Uh, but that was one of those years where it was a tough Western Conference. They beat the Warriors in the first round. This was right before the Warriors became, what they were. They had I remember them just because they had kind of a rivalry with the Warriors. So they're like, I think, it was just getting chippy. I think this was the year that Blake Griffin like poured the water on the Warriors fan.
Yeah, it
Um,
was, it was, it was.
you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes. That's kind of why I remember them. And then they lost to OKC, but OKC eventually made it to the final. Or 13, 14, did OKC make it to the finals?
No, it was this wasn't it, I'm pretty sure this is the year the Spurs won it.
Okay, okay, no. But
Yeah.
OKC had Westbrook and KD's, and so this was still a good year. So that's why I have them here basically.
All right. Uh, we're gonna hop in another Zoom because this one's about to end and we'll continue it.
All right, bet.
All right, we're back. Thank you guys for being patient.
Sorry
But
for the glitch with
thing
the.
crashed. We had to get it back up, but it should be all good. There is one extra photo of a Thunder team right here, but it's all good. It's not gonna matter. It's whatever, you know.
Um,
So
we're
is there anything you had left to say about the Clippers? You were just talking about the Lob City
uh,
Clippers. But,
I think I mentioned everything,
okay.
but I think it's your turn.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm trying to okay. Trying to I hope I did this right. Okay. I gotta just put this team. You know, like you said, I had the 2020, 2021 Clippers extremely high, and there weren't many major changes from this team. Obviously we mentioned a lot about it already, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but just the coach, Doc Rivers, uh
Yeah.
stuff. I just thought they were a lot better in that previous season. I don't want to reiterate what I said earlier, so it just gets to the point where I have to put them just because I think they're a lot better than these other teams. But yeah.
I think on mine I have an extra one of the Clippers, but I think I can just ignore that,
This
right?
one, right? Is it this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But that doesn't matter. I'm in the middle of a podcast, bro. My brother was yelling at me. Um, all right, don't mind my brother, but basically, I would have the 24-25 Celtics next.
Okay.
And I mean, you kind of mentioned it earlier. We just on paper they had, one of the best starting fives, Drew Holiday, Derek White, some 3 and D level point guards. Porzingis might have had eights, but they had the wings too. And Payne Pritchard also had a really good year too. Uh, one of the best six mans in the league. Excited for starting role possibly if they trade Anthony Simons. But like I said, just the Joe Mazzulla ball. I know they won the chip last year, but just that 3-point heavy. I feel like down the stretch it just affects them, so that's why I kind of have them lower. I almost would have this 21-22 Celtics higher, but I think just the talent is a lot better. Not even a lot better, but just a slightly better you
Mm,
know, than the 21-22 Celtics.
okay. Yeah, that the three heavy thing, it does get interesting, just because people, it's really just because of analytics why people are launching up so many threes, um
Hmm.
but like you said, I don't mind it when you're getting up a good shot, which I thought the Celtics better than anyone this year were able to create those advantages. They just a lot of times they just got, I mean, it was really just Tatum and Brown. They got ISO heavy and just because they could, because their size, length, and athleticism, they would just try to just rise over the top of you and shoot these contested shots, which,
Hmm.
just weren't always favorable. It's one
Yeah.
of those things where they say, the talent, it's like sometimes you're what is it saying? It's like sometimes your the biggest detriment could be your own talent. I don't know. They're
Yeah.
saying something like that. It's not the same words, but I think that really is what played a lot into their thing too, you know. But
Hmm.
for my next team, and we have a couple, yeah, we'll figure out the repeats, but I'm gonna put the 2016, 2017 Spurs. Another one just like with the Clippers, where it's almost a repeat of a team that I've had higher.
Hmm.
Just this year, no Tim Duncan, although in the previous years, he was his last final year. He's much older. They were another 60 win team, weren't 67, but they won 61 games. They were still first in defensive rating, ninth in offensive rating. And like you said, we didn't really see their full kind of potential because Kawhi got hurt in game one. So
Yeah.
we'll never really know, but they were really dominant still. And yeah, I just had to put them here now.
Yeah. Next I mean we already talked about it, the 21-22 Celtics, similar to the 24-25, Tatum Brown and just this team also had great role players. We talked about it. Don't need to talk about it much more. I mean, I guess looking at this list, like there's no wrong answer. So it's like even these last
We're gonna get to some wrong answers in a couple. Yeah.
no, 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 no.
Yeah. We're about, I see, I'm staring at one right now.
No, 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 no. Because the team you're talking about, I actually have them ahead of your Suns, buddy. But you
Dude,
can
that's
go ahead.
crazy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. Well, I'm pulling up stats right. We're gonna talk about that. That's
All right. What team do you have? And then we'll talk about our little situation.
okay. Um, well, I
Yeah.
think the three man remaining teams that okay, I'm gonna put the Lob City Clippers. I'm gonna give respect to them. They were a great team. Uh, I'm trying to remember how each season ended for them. I know one season it went seven. Chris Paul got hurt, right? Is that the one they lost to the Spurs? Like he was playing hurt.
Oh, like that floater. Remember that floater?
Yeah, I remember. I specifically remember that, but
That's real ball knowledge.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Bro,
And this,
I thought that was the toughest shot of all time when I was watching that live.
nah, this is the year they lost to OKC.
Okay.
They beat the Warriors in seven.
No, I'm
And
trying to think of every single year how it
yeah,
ended for
yeah.
them. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
were the first in the West to finish.
Okay, this season
Oh
specifically.
no, they were first. They're the first. They had the best offense in the league this year. The Knights defense.
Hmm.
Were they first in the West? They were first in their division. I'm on Basketball Reference, but I just I'm not gonna. I looked up. I was remembering the Clippers, and I looked up like their best year, and it said this one, so it's the one I chose.
Yeah,
That's
I agree with everything you said earlier, though. They just had a great team. Matt Barnes was nice. Obviously, their big three, Lob City, and JJ Redick was just one of the best shooters in the league. And just the motion shooting that he had as that team was great. Let's just go through this. Like, let's just rank them quickly, and because we're gonna talk about these a lot. Um,
I got the Wizards
I got
next.
your Wizards last. So
I got them next, buddy.
I got the Pacers, and then the Wizards, and then I think did I forget to put them somewhere? I would have, because I got mixed up having these teams. Did I not put the 2013 Thunder anywhere?
Yeah, I don't think so.
This
I
is
think,
this. Oh, this is the year they won the chip because we
well,
put the
yeah, we
year
messed
wrong,
up.
right? So
Yeah.
2012, 2013.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put them in front of the Clippers. So
All right, yeah.
yeah, I would put them there. What are you going? You're going Wizards next.
Wizards, baby.
Uh-huh. You better not put the Suns last,
I'm putting the Suns last.
dude. Okay, you're tripping. Okay,
Putting the Suns last. I mean, they're
okay.
still a good team, but
I'm gonna ask you a question before. Is the Wizards pick? Because I was surprised when I saw it because you sent your list before the video. Like I was surprised that this was even a team. Like I was shocked. Like, is this purely just eye test? Like what you
they act no, no, no.
watching
I
them?
literally they actually look.
No, no,
I
no,
don't
no,
want
no,
to.
no,
I don't want to
no.
pull out something out of my butt, but
They were
they lost in the Eastern Conference semis to a good Celtics team. This was, I think, the
that
Celtics
Celtics team
without
wasn't even
Thomas.
that good.
That was Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, but like, bro, I don't think those teams were that good. Like they weren't
Bro,
that good.
I think this team was good.
They were good for the state of the East at the time, but like,
On
bro,
paper, too.
we're talking about the best teams of all time since 20 like 10. And you got
On
the
paper, though,
2016 Wizards.
John Wall, Bradley Beal. They had Otto Porter. They
I know
had
they had
Kelly
Otto Porter,
Oubre.
and
They had the
Bro,
Gortat screen. Uh,
seventh in offensive rating, 20th in defensive rating, dude. Come on. 40,
I'm I'm
they were
I mean
49 and 33. They were fourth in a weak Eastern Conference.
I'm
And
not
we're
a
talking
nerd.
about they're one of the greatest teams of all time.
I mean you're acting like I have them top five.
But this is like,
They're
yeah.
they're great. They're better than the Suns.
No, bro, that Suns was a 64 win team.
That lost to Luca and like
Bro,
who else?
this team would have got swept by Luca in the Mavs that year. Bro,
They
come
had
on.
they had way more star power. Who are you taking, John Wall or Devin
The
Booker?
Mavs had more star power and more depth.
No, the Mavs did. But I'm talking about who's better, John Wall or Devin Booker? This year's John Wall or Devin
Wait, are
Booker?
we talking about in this season that I put?
2016, 2017, John
And
Wall.
then in 2021, 22, Devin Booker.
Yes.
Devin Booker. Come on. Bro,
Let me let me look up. I might be biased. Let me look up the stats. 23 and 11, John Wall.
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold
This
up,
is
hold up,
MVP level
hold up,
season
hold up,
from
hold
John
up.
Wall.
Look at what he finished in MVP voting. Somebody
John Wall and NBA MVP voting 2016, 2017.
find this. Why can't I find this?
This is a very underrated team.
Um,
And Bradley Beal fit right alongside MVP. Gortat, one of the best big man. I thought
Okay.
the eight. I
De
thought that
De
if you put the
Devin Booker,
final Suns team, I would say the final Suns team is better. But this
they were
team,
better the next year.
I'm not.
They
I
just
mean,
they
better the
Luca
regular
just went,
season.
bro. Luca just went like I honestly they
They lost by like 50 in game five, in
because
game seven.
Luca just had like a 30-point first quarter. It was just he was hitting everything. Look, I think they would have we I don't know if we would have beat them, to be honest. Like the only way we beat them is if Steph that level that he reached in game four of the finals, like he had to play that damn near every game. And we didn't see him reach if you remember, Steph wasn't playing all that great until the finals in this playoff run. Like he was doing what he needed to do, but like in the Western Conference Finals, he averaged 20 points a game and like 5 assists. Like he was getting the job done, like, but we just didn't need like if you would have put that type of performance against the Suns, we would have lost. And they
That
were
just
holding
shows how Dallas was not like
yeah, Dallas
Luke was
no,
crazy, but like
they were just a great matchup for us. No, because we had Wiggins guard the Sun like Wiggins. I mean, Mikal
the
for
Suns had good matchups for Luca too. It's just
no, Mikal can't. Mikal just the center of gravity. He just could never guard Luca. Like Wiggins could just because of the type of just athleticism. Yeah, it's two different types of
I
athleticism.
mean, no, I see the Suns are a bad matchup for
Yeah,
the Warriors
Devin
in
Booker,
regular season.
27 points a game that season, fourth in MVP voting.
Okay, John Wall was seventh, but
And I was behind the bro. This was the year that Jokic and Embiid were fighting for the MVP.
oh, but this was the
Like
year
he was
that
behind that and just
Westbrook
behind Giannis.
averaged
But
triple
other than that, it
double.
was Devin Booker.
This was Westbrook triple double. These are the people in front of him. So this is you can't
Mhm.
Harden, crazy year, Kawhi, crazy year, LeBron, of course. This was okay. Isaiah Thomas averaged
Come
30 this
on.
year, and
But
then
the same thing you're saying is the same thing you say with Devin Booker. It was Jokic and Embiid and then Giannis, and then it was Devin Booker right after that. Like he was close. Devin Booker,
all right.
like, and their team was just way
Let us know in
better.
the comments who you guys taking.
There's a
Prime
reason why they won
Prime John
64
Wall
games.
or Prime Devin Booker.
That's not what the question. It's the 2021 Suns, 2022, 2021, 2022 Suns, or the 2016-17
Let,
Wizards.
let's see what Bradley Beal averaged. Bradley Beal,
Okay.
because this was I'm pretty sure this was a good Bradley Beal year as well. 23, 3 and 4, 3, not bad. So shooting 40% from three. Let's see Martian Gortat stats.
They're getting swept by the Suns team though.
They're not getting swept. There's zero chance.
Dude, come on.
They match up well. They have a big Gortat on
But Bradley
big
Beal's
man.
getting locked up by who do you want me to put on him? Do you want to put Mikal on him? Do you want to put Cam Johnson on him? Shoot, we could put Chris
Who's
Paul on
guarding?
him, and Chris Paul's gonna lock him up.
They have no matchups for John Wall. Chris Paul's getting fried. Devin Booker's getting fried. Mikal's getting fried. And the Wizards had good
Okay,
defenders.
bro, even if John Wall somehow gets 30 points a game this series, which he's not, that's not gonna be enough. He might get one game, but
Who else did the Wizards have this year? Um, they had a Morris twin too. I don't think Kelly Oubre. I was gonna flex Kelly Oubre, but I don't think he was that crazy this year. Let's see. Dude, I just don't think the Suns team was. I think they're frauds.
This Wizards team can't even be in a conversation to be frauds because they were never that good.
They they were good on paper.
They,
Auto
they
Port,
were
let's
they
see what
were a 50 win team, like what 40 win team.
13 of Auto Porter.
What do you mean
Hmm.
good on paper? Fourth in
Bro,
the Eastern Conference, 49 wins, 21 ranked defense or defensive rating. Like that's not a good team on paper.
let's see.
Just because John Wall had like some crazy spin move behind the back highlights, but it does not mean they're a good team on paper, bro. He was doing
They
some
averaged
60
23 and
lays,
11.
bro. So,
23 and 11.
huh?
John Wall averaged 23 and 11 that
Booker was
year.
having 27
Yeah, and he got
and
cooked
5.
by Luka. I think I just have them in last because Luka just kind of ruined their whole reputation by just
But
absolutely
then what
eating.
does losing to IT and the Boston Celtics that weren't that good do to your
Because
reputation?
they didn't lose by 50 in game seven.
They didn't even have a chance to get to game 7 against a team that wasn't that good.
So are you taking that Celtics team or this Suns team?
The IT Celtics team or this
Yeah,
2021
IT
Celtics?
Celtics.
For the
IT Celtics.
Suns.
Bro, IT Celtics team, they could have damn near been on this list too. They had
No.
Avery
No.
Bradley,
No. I
Jake.
love how you're trying to represent, but like, no. No.
I'm, are you taking the Pacers Paul George or the Suns?
The Suns. I got the Suns high on my list.
You have let me see who you have you have the Suns over
I have them over the Celtics, which I have a high respect for this Celtics team too. The Clippers team,
over the Spurs is crazy, I think. I think that's insanity.
this 2016, 20. Well, okay, fair enough. Point of this is, even though they did have a great regular, they won 60 games. I don't know. I feel like we just didn't really get to see their full potential just because they got hurt. Like in the series where it really mattered, like, I mean, Kawhi got hurt in game 1. So,
Mhm. Let me see 2012, 2013 Pacers. Let me see
like,
where
even
they
though they got blown out in the game 7 because of Luca, like, they were putting up a great, they were playing, they were playing, yeah, they were
the
playing okay.
the
They were
2012,
playing great.
2013 Pacers were the best defense in the league. So they had the best defense and they had and they were led by Paul George too, who this was, Roy Hibbert. I remember Roy
Yeah, I
Hibbert.
know
He
David West.
brick wall. He like invented the just the hands up. Let me see. Did Danny
I
Granger?
mean, 20th in offensive rating, 49 win team again. It's just, you know,
Okay, Danny Granger wasn't really.
wasn't he hurt for a lot?
He played 5 games
Yeah,
this
yeah, he
year,
was hurt.
so that doesn't really count. David West was solid though. Did they have Jeff Teague? Who was their point guard? Oh, it was George Hill.
Huh?
Um, George Hill was their point guard. He was cool. George Hill. George Hill. What did he average in 2012, 2013? He was always like George Hill's always been like that starting point guard, like not all-star, just like average starting point guard.
Bro, you
Um,
can't. You're taking this Pacers team about. Uh,
Paul George, baby.
bro, I mean, he was nice. He averaged. I mean, if you want it, because we're just bringing up stats, he averaged 17 a game. Which, I mean, Devin Booker was averaging 27. I mean, that's a
That's a
pretty
different
big difference.
did Paul George really average 17 again?
Yeah, he averaged 17 a game.
Let's look up playoff stats.
Okay, we could do that too.
Paul George 2016, because this was the wait, 2012, 2013. This was his crazy playoffs, I'm pretty sure.
No, wasn't that after? No, not this season, right? Was it?
Uh, he averaged 19 in the playoffs.
That's
Wait, did they lose? Wait, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I might be biased because they're old and funner teams, uh, but also like the stats are a little skewed because they lost.
yeah. Oh, that is a good point though. The stats are because the whole game changed since then. That's a great point. Yeah. Good.
But I mean, I'm just kind of Suns hating right now. But
Yeah, you really are Suns hating.
if I'm being completely honest, if I weren't to hate, I'd probably put I'm gonna leave them at the last just for video's sake. I
Oh,
think it's fine.
see, this is how bad they know how like,
We're
you're
done already, but I would maybe have them above the Wizards and Pacers, but like.
Your take,
Maybe the Clippers too. No, no, I'm not
your,
having them but the
your
Clippers actually.
horrible take crashed the site again, dude.
Dude, the Suns are not good.
The Suns were nice. You
Traded
don't just win 64 games and you're not nice.
Aiden's a fraud. Chris
Okay.
Paul, I mean, Chris Paul's defense fell off a cliff. Um,
But he was
Luka,
still really good that season, though.
he was good, yeah, but he got fried by Luka.
Okay, everyone got fried by Luca in that game.
Fried by Luka. Really fried. And now you see Luka, they didn't even want him. They traded him, so he can't be that good.
Okay. But that Wizards team wouldn't even be able to sniff like they would have got blown up by 20 points by the Mavs every single game.
Nah, I think Kelly Oubre could have damn near. Kelly Oubre would have done it.
Oh, bro.
And Otto Porter. That was prime Otto Porter. Like
Oh,
six
okay.
nine.
Otto Porter can't guard Luca. He wouldn't even be able to guard Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, he wanted because he's a better matchup for Luca. Because he's
He
big
wouldn't
body.
be able to guard Luca.
He guarded Luca that's the next that series and he was way older.
Bro, he what?
On the
Bro,
Warriors.
okay. Otto Porter on our team was not the reason why we were
Dude,
containing
Otto Porter
Luca.
was really good that year for the Warriors,
Yeah,
actually.
but he wasn't the reason why we were containing Luca.
It was Wiggins, but Otto Porter was actually a very good
It was
3-and-D passer.
Wiggins plus our system.
And Otto Porter was part of that system.
Okay. Our
So
offense played more of a part to stopping Luca than Otto Porter. Like our
what?
offense being as good as it was and just having 20-point leads at points, you know,
Because
double
Otto Porter
digit
was a
leads.
three, a three, a threat from the trade ball. And this was his old form. We're not even talking about his Wizards form.
Okay.
His Wizards form was elite. 13 points a game. And this was when 13 points a game. That's like 20 points a game
Dude,
now.
okay. Just for the sake of it, I didn't put this team on the list. If I knew you were gonna put this Wizards team, I would have. But I'm t that 2015 Hawks is smoking that Wizards team.
The who?
The 2015 Hawks.
Hell no.
Bro, yes they are.
They don't have a star.
But they had six All-Stars or five All-Stars.
That was a Lemicky team.
Bro, five all.
That was
I'm just
what
yeah.
Paul Millsap,
I threw
DeMarre
them in there to
Carroll.
compare what your team is. Like,
No, John Wall, the Wizards. That's John Wall. John Wall's cooking that
bro,
team.
Jeff Teague wasn't. Don't disrespect
Jeff
Jeff
Teague's
Teague.
mid.
Bro,
Kyle
Josh
Korver.
Smith, bro. Come on, come
They
on.
don't even have Josh Smith.
Who was it then that year?
Millsap, Al
Oh,
Horford,
no, I swear,
DeMarre Carroll.
was it?
I don't know who they. I don't know if you did. They have Dennis Schroeder that year.
No. Wait. I'm pulling this up.
But I swear the starting lineup was Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, DeMarre Carroll, Paul Millsap, Al Horford. I swear that's their starting lineup.
Let me see this. Okay, you're right. You're right about that. Wait, so was it it was DeMar Carroll that made that All-Star team?
I
Wait,
think they had four. They didn't have five. It was
I thought
Teague.
they
It wasn't their
I
whole
thought they
start.
did have four because didn't they throw them all out at one point or no?
It wasn't the whole starting lineup. It was Teague, Korver, Millsap, Horford. No
Okay.
way DeMarre Carroll got All-Star.
Well, but still, that team's beating your
Dude,
that
those
team.
are not even All-Stars. Those are like fake All-Stars. Like the
Okay,
Thunder
but they're still beating your John Wall led Wizards.
23-11.
Yes.
Bradley.
But like
Or
you
damn,
gotta there's
I
a
don't,
certain like there was a reason I didn't have this team on the list because like it was one of those, yeah, I don't think they were that good either, but like there's a certain respect a 60 win team gets, you know? Like 60 wins is hard.
so then
Like
why
they
did the
won
Hawks
60
not make
wins.
the list if they're 60 wins? Because
Huh?
the Hawks are a regular season team.
But your team, like if that's what I said, if I knew you were gonna put a team like that on there, I would put them because your team's not a regular season team, not a postseason team. That's why they shouldn't even be on the list. Like at least this team's a regular season team.
But I damn near would switch it out and put the Wizards where Paul Pierce hit that bank three. Because I'm pretty sure that I don't. What year was that?
Bro.
That might have been the best Wizards team actually. Bro, I just think I think don't you think that a John Wall, Bradley Beal team deserve to be on this list?
No, I do not. That's what I've been talking about this whole time. I do not.
I think one of those teams deserve to be on the list.
Just
It's
because,
as a dark horse.
well, then we might as well just put everyone on the list, you know? Like just because I have a
No,
little
but the Wizards are better than
sentimentality towards someone doesn't mean I put them on the list. There's a
they're
lot of
better.
players I've liked that I didn't put on the list because they don't deserve to be on the list.
They're better than that Hawks team.
I don't know.
And then that's just a dark horse that,
But I put that match just to prove they both should not be on this list. But if one like the Hawks have the argument, then we're a 61 team, four All-Stars, 61 team,
all right, whatever.
six in offensive rating, six in defensive rating, no 20th defensive rating out here. We play defense.
What was the Wizards defensive rating? 20?
20th, 21.
But you're
Yeah,
taking
you can't
okay,
even be average.
in a big game, are you taking a star or are you taking four Mickey All-Stars? You're
But
taking
it's
John Wall. He was a top five. I know he wants
in a 7 game series, I'm taking this Hawks team in six.
there's no way. There's no way. Bradley Beal's Brad, their two best player they're the Wizards have the two best players in that series. Bradley Beal's better than anyone on the Hawks. I'm damn near taking Otto Porter over. I'm taking Otto Porter. Otto Porter's the same level as Paul Mill. Otto Porter's the same level as all those.
Whoa, 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 no, 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 no.
We're talking about role players. The Hawks got four All-Stars because they were a good regular season team. They were four role players.
But
Let me see. Paul
there's no way
Millsap,
you said Paul Millsap and Otto Porter, bro. Come on.
2014, 2015.
Yeah.
Paul Millsap. But he averaged 16 points and 8 rebounds. And he got the All-Star game. He was a glue guy. He was good, but Otto Porter Jr.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. That yeah, Culver got
Otto
it.
Porter, okay, he's this bro. He averaged 15 and 6 in 2017, 2018. I'm trying to think, what was the year that Paul Pierce made the bank in three? I might that team might make it actually. Washington. Bro, the Wizards deserve respect. Damn, I just looked at Wizards.
It was 2015.
Alex Sarr got 7 blocks already. What?
It was 2015 that Paul Pierce shot.
2015.
Like May 9th, 2015. So that's the 2014, 2015 season. So the same year that this Hawks team. Oh wait, let's stack it up. Let's see.
Yeah, yeah, let's stack it up.
I mean, the Hawks won 60 games. They were one in the East. Let's see where the Wizards were.
46 and 36. Fifth defensive rating.
Okay. That's
Oh, they actually lost to the Hawks this year. So
22nd, 22nd offensive rating.
they lost to the Hawks in six. You kind of were spot on.
Yeah, yeah, I told you I'm taking.
Uh,
The
Um, I
only thing
mean,
I thought Josh Smith was still on this team. I swear I was watching a game this year with Josh Smith on their team. I
nah.
swear.
Who did they? I only know those four players.
I
Or no,
swear
four
I
other
thought
stars.
Josh. When was what happened with Josh Smith? Because I swear I remember
It's
watching
like
him.
right on the Pistons.
Did it?
Like
What did he like? What did he leave in free agency the year before, or is it?
I think he went to the Pistons with like remember like Greg Monroe and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
trying to. I just remember watching but I remember watching. Maybe it's just I'm mixing the years just because it's so long ago. Because I remember watching Josh Smith on the Hawks, but I also remember watching them during the season in
I
some of
don't
the early
I
games.
remember him on the no, he wasn't on the Hawks. I just don't remember him playing with like Paul Millsap and
Oh, okay,
everything.
yeah. So I just got it confused. Yeah, but
Because
still, the statement still stands. This. I mean, we saw it. They beat him in six.
and they had Dennis Schroeder too, my boy. All right. Your statement, might stand corrected.
Hmm. So
They
you're moving the Suns, right? Suns don't deserve to be last. Also,
not, they stand last because that performance
okay, okay.
stand last,
This
buddy.
guy. That's just like okay, whatever. We'll agree to disagree. It's I mean, another thing to take into consideration, like if you're just gonna plop this team playing against each other, like, is your team gonna be able to keep up with this 2021 Suns? Like, I know
Well,
people don't want to hear it, but
in
these
a
teams in the
decade.
90s would not keep up with the teams these days. You know what I mean? Like,
Obviously. So
yeah.
is the are you taking the 21 over the 96 Bulls? You know what?
No, but that's what I'm saying. So it's just like,
So we're just gonna do the most recent teams. The 2024
no,
Celtics are
but there's
better
a
than.
certain like, you know what I mean? It's like,
So you're taking the 2015 Hawks over the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe
no, I'm
because of
not
the
doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
But that's what it sounds like you're doing.
No, I'm just saying in terms of a certain when we're talking about teams near the same type of tier where that does make a difference, you know? Like there's already a huge big gap between that Lakers, Kobe, Shaq team and this Hawks team. Like they're nowhere near the realm, no matter what era you play in, you know? But these teams are so closely related that the margin for error does matter in terms of, this team's going to be shooting a bunch of threes, faster, athletic, like the game is so changed that that will make a difference, you know?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I'm not
Like
gonna
I'm
say.
not saying like obviously the 90s, 95, 90 that Jordan Bulls is smoking a lot of teams. It's just when we're talking about the margin for error when it's super thin with these with some
I
of these.
guess we have I guess we have to rank them for like that year, like I guess their domination for that year, if that makes sense.
The Wizards didn't dominate nothing.
Okay, bro. The Wizards, but you don't have to hit on the Wizards no more.
No, I'm just saying they don't deserve to be on this list.
Bro, they deserve recognition. Let's just say that.
Okay, so you could have shouted them out. Like I was gonna talk about the Hawks. Like the only reason I brought them up is because I had to because of this blasphemy of you.
Hawks, no, the Hawks do not deserve. I know the Hawks beat the Wizards, but fuck that. The Hawks,
So we're just gonna the history don't matter now.
yeah, no, it generally doesn't. The Hawks, I just think like if you watch them play, no one's rooting for the
Yeah, we
Hawks.
watched them play and we watched them beat them
The
in a
Wizards are
playoff
the
series in a
Wizards are
high
more
leverage situation. We saw what happened.
the Wizards are more entertaining than the Hawks. So, and
Okay.
that's what basketball is all about. So,
Bro, the Nash Suns were so entertaining too, but you know, no one's gonna mistake them for the
they're a great team.
yeah, but
Phenomenal team,
like,
actually.
all right, I don't know. How do you think how do you think that team would do you think that team would be able to function in today's NBA or no? The game has changed too much.
I mean, they were like fast, but
No,
they
but
didn't.
like that they just had like it was no one has like double big really anymore, you know? It's just like
I think teams are going back to double big,
yeah, well, but in terms of
like
like
Mobley and Jared Allen.
athleticism, like we got Alex Sar, 7 foot can shoot out here, or you know what I mean by shoot,
Yeah,
like these
I,
bigs
I
back.
think.
It's like you were staying in the post, like double big, like
Yeah,
first D out type of, you're on the block, like do your job, you know.
yeah. I mean, I don't. I mean, like the Cavs have Mobley and Allen.
But
The Celtics.
that's the evolution, you know what I mean? Like
I mean, it could like maybe it's because it's so different. Like you know how the Rockets they played
it's like
Adams and Şengün, and
okay,
like that was like disgusting in like a way where like they
like
were
it's
like
so
fast.
different that it would work
Yeah,
now.
maybe like how the Rockets like their offense was
Yeah,
disgusting.
they would probably be a fan favorite in today's NBA.
Yeah, they maybe would. And they have Nash. I mean,
Yeah, who
that
doesn't
would
like
be
Steve
cool if
Nash?
like in the future you can, or I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know how you'd like be able to, maybe with AR or something they can do something where like you
You
can
have
like,
the robots playing exactly how the players are playing.
or like you make it into like you like you show like them play against each other like the old team, say like you do 96 Bulls versus like the Warriors with KD and like AI like makes it
But
realistic. I don't
the
know.
only thing about AI is like, and we have less than a minute. This is about to end. But
Yeah.
how advanced is AI going to get to where it's like you can incorporate all the emotions in the human element? Because that plays such a big part. Like it's hard
Yeah,
to say because you're not the person, so you don't know what they're feeling. But just all that, just emotion, just we have no idea if these players are nervous, anxious, if they're shake. You know what I mean? It's just like that plays such a big element that we don't talk about a lot.
yeah, that's why I think AI is scary, but it'll never like fully take over some. But it's not even do with sports,
But
just because
I mean, these
human
movies,
element.
obviously it's movies, but if it turns out to like how some of these movies are, it's like we're cooked.
Yeah, I'm pretty
But
cooked.
hey, thank you guys for
Yeah.
watching. We're gonna come out with more videos. We're gonna have just some stuff where we just talk and have fun like this. But
Yeah.
you guys
We're
for
gonna get
watching. Hope you
hopefully
enjoy.
get us on the pod. Let us know if you're trying to hop on.
Yeah. See you guys.
All right, peace.